Good morning. Today I wanted to do my earnings report for March for Microstock. Um, got a couple of new things that happened in my Microstock journey or my stock photography journey, so to speak. Those two new things will come towards the end of the earnings report, so stick around for that. Um, but before I jump into that, I just want to quickly talk about a couple other projects that I'm kind of working on for Microstock. Some of the themes that I'm hoping to explore that might be relevant to the market. And I just thought I'd do that as a way to kind of make these a little bit more educational. So the first thing that I'm looking at is we all sort of, well, many people out there might know that North America, United States, there's a bit of, or a lot, depending on where you are, decline in formerly fairly populated areas, sort of the deindustrialization of North America, the transfer of factories and jobs overseas through offshoring. And so that's left a little bit of a decline in the heartland. So because Alberta is in many ways like the United States, I just thought I'd maybe try photographing some of the rural areas where we're also having a decline, and just to sort of focus on that social issue. So I've been sort of taking photos of abandoned Main Street America style images. The other thing is I am actually going to try to do more video. I've talked about it before, but I haven't sort of walked the walk, so to speak. So I got this neutral density variable ND filter for my the lens that I want to shoot with. It's a 2 to 9 stop, and I've started shooting some video that I'm hopefully going to upload and be able to sell on the various stock sites. Probably Pond 5 will be the focus there. But that's what I'm trying to do. To give you a sense of how I'm thinking about things and trying new things and trying to expand my portfolio, diversify the assets that I have in my portfolio, just to generate more revenue and also to stay inspired and keep photographing for microstock purposes. Okay, so now I'm going to get into my earnings for March, and I'm going to start with Adobe Stock. Okay, my portfolio size for Adobe Stock is 4,280 images, both the royalty-free and editorial. This in March I had 123 sales, and that earned me $84.39. And that was a 69-cent per download amount. That was lower for me. I had more sales in March, but I had a lower per image royalty rate, unfortunately. So I netted a little bit less in March for Adobe than I would have otherwise hoped, but still not too bad of a month. Okay, with Shutterstock, I have 6,555 images on my portfolio. I had 247 sales, all images. The earnings were $159.34, and that gave me a 64 cents per image download rate. I think I was level 4 for most of the month. The other thing that I'll mention is I had two enhanced sales, and they were both in the $25 range. This first one is just a skyline shot. I want to show you this just to show you that sometimes the standard sort of vanilla shots, they're actually quite popular with buyers who don't want a dramatic sunrise or clouds or anything like that. You just want kind of a blue sky, clear, clean image. So that one was $25. And then I had this image here sell for about the same amount. It was just over 20. And this is a photograph of a nice house in a nice area of town. And I've done really well on my exterior shots of residential properties. Best to try to upload those without doing them as editorial. Sometimes they get rejected, but I just tend to upload them again, and eventually they get accepted as royalty free. I don't know what happens with Shutterstock, how their filter works, or how their algorithm works, or their uploading process works, because it's pretty inconsistent at times, and you want to get those types of images uploaded as royalty free images so they actually sell. Okay, the next site I'll talk about is Istock. I have a portfolio of 4,230 images. I don't upload there regularly, although I still do try to generate revenue from that site, and I do upload. Just it's usually the last one, or sort of the last of the main ones that I focus on. I had 99 sales in, well, I guess it's February just because of the delay in the reporting. 99 sales, $41.11 was the amount that I earned, and so that's a royalty per download of 42 cents. And this winter image of Calgary is the one that earned me the most this month. I thought I'd show you this because it is a long exposure type photo. So I just want to mention that it's good to do long exposures if you have the right filters to make that happen, just because it gives you a little diversity in your portfolio and sets you apart from some of the other photographers out there who maybe don't do that, because not everyone does. Same with panoramas. I always sort of harp on that, but try to add diversity to your portfolio, even if it's the same subject, and you can do that through photographing by the season, doing panoramas, doing long exposures. There's all kinds of ways to make each shot unique and individual, and with microstock you have to really focus on doing something that's different, that will set you apart and give you a chance at making a sale. Okay, so the next site is Dreamstime. I have 7,512 images on Dreamstime. I had 44 sales in March, and that netted me $34.24 for 78 cents per image, or royalty per image, which is pretty good for Dreamstime. $34 for a month at Dreamstime for me is pretty good, actually. I usually get a little bit lower than that, so I was pretty happy with that. This image here was a image that sold for just $8, and I want to show you this. This is a sort of a view of the suburbs, of the edge of the suburbs of Calgary, and you can see the fields in the distance. And just the concept behind this image, I don't know why the buyer bought it, but when I was taking this image, the thing I was thinking about and the concept I was looking at was the idea of suburbs, urban, big city suburbs expanding into farmland, and that's a sort of a social issue, a population issue, agriculture issue, just a human sustainability issue. So that was the concept behind that shot, and the reason why I took it. And I took it a while ago, but I might go back and do similar shots like that. That sort of barrier or border between city and rural, or city and agriculture. I think there might be some opportunities there. So wanted to share that with you in case you can sort of employ the same strategy, tactic, whatever in your microstock work. Okay, so the next site I'll talk about is Alame. I have 4,934 images in my portfolio. I actually had 4 sales this month, or in March, I should say, and that netted me $122.54, and that's a royalty per download of $30.61. Now, almost all of that was in 3 images. The 4th image was a $5 sale, so not a lot. The 3 images that were more valuable in that month were these 3 photos of the city of Calgary's Central Library, the new downtown landmark library. I think I mentioned before that you should always try to photo landmarks in your city inside out to the extent that you can. and you know, they're often good sources of revenue. Okay, so now I'm going to start hitting some of the smaller microstock sites. So I'll try to move a little bit faster, and I won't show you any of the images from these sites. Deposit photos, 61 sales, or sorry, deposit photos. I have 6,929 images on this site. I had 61 sales, and that earned me $15.42 for a royalty per download of 25 cents. So I think they've adjusted their revenue, their contributor revenue or royalties, and so I've noticed a drop in my revenue with deposit, which is kind of disappointing, but sort of thematic these days. Big stock, 3,924 images. So you can see like half the size of my other portfolios because I don't upload there anymore. I had 7 sales, and that earned me $1.89. 123RF, 4,625 images on that site. I had 14 sales for $9. Stock, I actually had sales after a big gap. 5 sales for $10.29. Again, it's not a site that I upload to anymore. Okay, so the next thing is Pond 5. I had my first video sale on Pond 5. I have about I think 80 assets on Pond 5 for video, and that video sale earned me $59.04. So that was really good. Glad to have sold a video on that site. That kind of gives me the idea that, or the sort of incentive to keep contributing there and to work on that site and to work on video. Because if the sales are going to be in the $60 range, then you know it's worth it, even if there's a fairly low volume of transactions. So that's awesome. My first Pond 5 video sale, was happy to see that. Photo for me. I have 234 images on that site, and I had 0 sales in March. Fine Art America. I have 642 images on Fine Art America, 0 sales. Never sold anything on Fine Art America. I like the site, but I'm just not sure if this is a site that you can rely on for people to sort of search on their own. It looks like it might be very much a place where I'm going to have to market 100%, and I'm quite frankly not interested in marketing. I just want to upload stuff and forget about it. If that's not the opportunity for this site, then probably Fine Art America is not for me. Okay, now so the big thing for me is I sold my first image on Archangel, which is a site that's sort of focused on book covers. So I have about 40 images on Archangel, and I sold my first book cover image, and that was a $395 sale, so $395 US. So I was super stoked to get that, and that, you know, in my past videos I've mentioned that I was very unsure about Archangel, whether I had the skill set or the sort of I guess the style that was suitable, but yeah, if there's going to be $400 sales on that site, then I'll have to take a closer look and sort of maybe spend more time on uploading to Archangel, because you know the image was it was kind of the image that I sold was not something that I expected would sell for that much money. Anyway, so super happy to have an Archangel sale. You know, can't wait for more. Hopefully it was not a one-time, one and done sort of scenario. Anyway, so the total for the month was pretty good actually. It was $932.16. So, you know, just under 1,000 US. I can live with that actually. I don't think I'm on track for that here in April, but the month is still pretty early. So, yeah, it was all around a good month, and hopefully this was helpful and you got something out of it in addition to the sort of numbers. Trying to focus on providing a little bit more of educational or a thought, at least how I think, and you guys can take what you want from that. Anyway, that's it for today's episode. Hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.